Welcome to Shredder Fanfic. Like, subscribe, and hype video. Join members to gain early access to new videos. The main character, after dying, he gets reborn inside of the anime High School DxD. What will the main character do inside of High School DxD? How will the world react to him?
I was just drunk and talking nonsense, so it doesn't count. I see. Yi Zyro nodded, as if she had suddenly realized something. Seeing Yi Zyro like this, Herotsuka Shizuka found him surprisingly easy to talk to, and her worries subsided. But the next second, it was in my throat again. Yi Zyro lifted Herotsuka Shizuka's chin and said teasingly, "Oh, Tilda, the price of toying with a demon is quite severe, Tilda." If he treated himself like an ordinary person, Herotsuka Shizuka would have simply elbowed him. But this guy in front of me isn't an ordinary person. This guy is a demon, a real demon. At this moment, only two words were in Herotsuka Shizuka's mind. It's over. Mom, I'm setting sail tonight. I've never been in a relationship, and I'm not married yet. Just as Herotsuka Shizuka looked utterly hopeless, Yiziro burst out laughing. "All right, I'm not the kind of demon you see in books," Yiziro said with a smile. Then he took a piece of chocolate and put it in his mouth. It tasted pretty good. They started eating too. Seeing Yiziro like this, Herotsuka Shizuka calmed down as well. "So you're letting me go?" Herotsuka Shizuka spoke cautiously. "No, after all, summoning a demon comes at a price." "What price?" "The price, well." As Yiziro spoke, he glanced at Herotsuka Shizuka in front of him, while Shizuka hugged herself tightly and shrank back. Could this demon have taken a liking to me? They really know their stuff. Someone as naturally beautiful as me. Wait, why am I thinking that? Being single for too long really takes a toll on your mental health. But Yiziro's words the next second stunned her. "Become mine. This isn't a good idea." Yiziro's words sounded like a confession to the half-drunk Herotsuka Shizuka. Looking at the handsome Yiziro in front of her, Herotsuka Shizuka swallowed hard. Since humans can't find partners, so a demon isn't out of the question either, especially one as handsome as him. Yes, Herotsuka Shizuka is afraid of being single. "Would you like to be mine?" "I do." Before Yiziro could finish inviting her to become a member of his family, Herotsuka Shizuka interrupted her. Looking at the shy Herotsuka Shizuka in front of him. "Wrong. Why would I describe Jinke as shy and demure? Forget it, I don't want to think about it anymore." But this time, the process of gaining family members went unexpectedly smoothly. Yiziro picked up an ordinary soldier piece and then looked at Herotsuka Shizuka. "Please take your clothes off." Herotsuka Shizuka blushed, then turned her head away and said, This is too fast. "Hurry up, take your clothes off." "Okay, all right." Herotsuka Shizuka, blushing, slowly took off her coat, then her undershirt. "Never mind, I'll do it myself." Seeing that Herotsuka Shizuka was moving rather slowly, Yiziro immediately took action. "Iya Tilda." Herotsuka Shizuka's pale skin was thus exposed to the air. She instinctively wanted to cover her chest. But Yiziro's hand also reached out, and the icy touch on her chest made her shiver. The next second, Herotsuka Shizuka began to radiate light. After a while, the light disappeared. Herotsuka Shizuka was reincarnated as a demon, and in the same reincarnation, all the alcohol in her body was expelled. She's completely sober now. "Congratulations, Jink. You have become a demon, my familiar." However, Herotsuka Shizuka did not reply, but seemed a little annoyed. She glared at Yuziro with hostility, as if to say, "I've practically taken my pants off, and this is what you show me." Then he took Yuziro's hand and said, Come on, follow me inside. How? Yzairo was pulled into the room just like that. After a while, a muffled groan of pain. And then, how come you're so skilled at this? Chapter 47, Ranking Game. The next morning, as sunlight streamed into the room, Yzairo slowly woke up under its rays. Rubbing his eyes, Yzairo smiled as he looked at Haratsuka Shizuka hugging him. He had to admit that Shizuka was cute, but also quite wild. And they were so bold. Yzairo sat up, preparing to open the family gift package from last night. As the system screen lights up, family gift pack now available. Congratulations, host, on acquiring the talent, mastery of all martial arts. Hiss tilde not bad. The close quarters problem is solved too. Yzairo was also very satisfied. Then I opened the panel and did my usual quick word count update. Host Yzairo Astaroth. Bloodline, pureblood demon. Abilities, Overlord's formula, omnipotent magic, magic spring, blessing from home, annihilation magic, Manjakaiwu sharingen, or bite, sun breathing, mastery of all weapons. God's destruction gear, Azure Revolution's little garden, ultimate karma. Items, fairy bean tree, food tablecloth. Family members, Greffia mutant queen, Miko Yotsuya soldier, Kani Kocho knight, Elsa mutant soldier 8. Hana Yurikawa soldier, Shizuka Haratsuka soldier, Asia bishop. Permanent world, demon slayer. Not bad. After the ranking game ends, I'll go to demon slayer. Musen should get up and sunbathe too. Yzairo nodded, then closed the panel. Yzairo smiled as he looked at Haratsuka Shizuka, who was still pretending to be asleep. Then he got up and went to the bathroom. After Yzairo left, Haratsuka Shizuka opened her eyes and buried her face in the pillow, thinking back to the absurd things that happened last night. Haratsuka Shizuka lay on the bed, her legs trembling slightly with embarrassment. However, given Yzairo's skill level, he must have ruined quite a few girls. Hey, Tilda. I've gotten on the thief's bus. It's my own choice. There's nothing I can do about it. Aye. Time passed little by little. Inside the Department of Paranormal Research, Sona and Riaz waited for the people from the underworld, and also for Yzairo. Sona's and Yzairo's familiars are all in the student council, since magic live streams can be watched there. Riaz, are you confident you can defeat Razor? Of course, otherwise all that grueling training this week would have been for nothing. In response to Sona's question, Riaz answered as if it were the most natural thing in the world. They don't even consider who trained them. Gyurifia, the strongest annihilation witch in the underworld. If he can't win, he won't dare to face Gyurifia and Yzairo. The lumberyard workers next to them nodded in agreement. Although it was only a few days, everyone's strength actually increased a lot, especially that guy, Hyoten Issei. First it was Pikachu, then it was Elsa's training. After 7 days of brutal beatings, Hyoten Issei said he was very angry. At this moment, Yzairo's teleportation array appeared. Everyone, how's the preparation going? Yzairo appeared in the research department with Haratsuka Shizuka. Seeing that there was another person next to Yzairo, and that she was a beautiful woman, Riaz and Sona looked at him with resentful eyes. Yzairo felt a little uncomfortable being stared at and quickly explained, "This is Haratsuka Shizuka, my family member. From now on, we'll be companions. Greetings, everyone. I am the Lord's soldier." Haratsuka Shizuka introduced herself. When Yzairo brought Haratsuka Shizuka over, he explained some things to her, and when she heard about the demon's competition, she was quite eager to try it out. After all, Shizuka Haratsuka likes shonen manga. Of course, you have to see this scene for yourself. Hello, Kangna. Reyes. The two of them also introduced themselves. They then chatted with Hizuka Shizuka. After hearing Hiratsuka Shizuka recount what happened last night, Sona's resentment deepened, and she looked at Yzairo with a grudge. Another one who got on the bus early. Then everyone started chatting. After all, Serjax hasn't arrived yet. After a while, the teleportation array representing Phoenix lit up. As flamboyant as ever. As the firelight flashed, siblings Lysa and Rachel emerged. Lesser greeted the three of them. Yzairo and the others nodded in agreement. Then Racer looked at Rias and spoke. How are Rias' preparations going? Tilda not bad, but I can definitely beat you. Lesser smiled and shook his head after hearing this. You're really confident, but I won't hold back. Same to you. Since that day when they talked things out, their relationship has improved somewhat. We can chat normally now. Level also joined Yzairo in a chat. Levia, would you like to become my familiar? Yzairo asked with a smile as he looked at Levia in front of him. Hey, Abel, you actually dared to make a move on my sister. Lesser quickly protected his younger sister. He himself was blonde, so how could he not know what the white-haired man in front of him was thinking? But when he turned around and saw his younger sister's eager expression, Lysa felt like the sky had fallen. This signifies the activation of the teleportation array for the demon King Lucifer. Serjax and Eliza came out. Seeing that no one was arguing, Serjax nodded with satisfaction. Greetings, Lady Sona, Lady Yzairo, Lady Rias, and Lady Razor. Eliza also gave everyone a maid's bow. In response to Eliza's greeting, everyone returned the greeting. Seeing that everyone was present, Serjax suggested that they quiet down for a moment. Rias, Razor, after discussing with the other demon lords, this ranking game will be broadcast live in Magic. This live stream will also start in the underworld. Now go and get ready, the ranked game is about to begin. Serjax spoke softly as well. Yes, Lord Lucifer, I will make preparations now. With that, Lesser led Ravia away to make preparations. With Lisa's departure, Serjax looked at his sister, raised his hand, and ruffled Ria's hair. Rias, don't be nervous, just relax and fight. I believe in you. Serjax said gently. Rias nodded emphatically. Yes, brother, I'll do my best. Then I'll be leaving now. Eliza will take you to the venue. Okay, brother. After saying that, Serjax went to his reserved seat for watching the movie. Lady Rias, please come with me. Okay. Rias nodded and then followed Eliza to the passage to the other dimension, but was suddenly interrupted by Yzairo. Wait, here you go. Yzairo gave Rias a small bag. Inside, one senzu bean was prepared for each of Rias and her family members. This is. It has a similar effect to Phoenix's tears, but I hope you won't need it. Go, Rias. Chapter 48. The ranking game begins. Using the entire QO Academy as a template, a different dimension in the style of QO Academy was thus formed in the hands of the Demon Lord Serjax. With the opening of the alternate dimension completed, the Magic live stream also started at the same time. The ranking game between Razor and Rias has started live streaming. It was a battle between the Gremory and Phoenix families. This also attracted the interest of many people in the underworld who joined in to watch. Meanwhile, inside the Student Council building. What did you just give Rias? That one, the Senzu bean. Senzu beans. Kangna was also somewhat puzzled. After all, she had read extensively but had never heard of this thing. Yzairo smiled as he looked at Kangna, who was deep in thought. Senzu beans and Phoenix tears have the same effect. The same effect. A magical item that can revive someone who is on the verge of death, Kangna asked in surprise. After all, Phoenix's tears are very precious, which is also the key to Phoenix's considerable influence in the underworld. However, Phoenix tears are not ordinary tears. They need to be produced under specific conditions. Even the Phoenix family can only produce 2 batches a month. That's right. Not only that, but after eating a senzu bean, physical fatigue will be instantly eliminated, allowing you to continue fighting in peak condition. Yuziro explained calmly. But I think it's best if we don't need this. Yes, it's best if we don't need it. Yuziro and Kangna watched the live stream and chatted. It's a pity we can't send rockets, otherwise Yuziro could have gotten a better score. Just as Yuziro and Kangna were talking, Hiratsuka Shizuka also got to know Yuziro's family members. I was watching the screen with them. This inexplicable sense of passion is truly inspiring. Meanwhile, in another dimension, all members from both sides have arrived. Rias and Razor are currently making combat deployments. Minister, I think with our strength, we should be able to fight that roast chicken side head-on. So how about we finish this quickly? Hayot and Issei made the suggestion, and at this moment, he did not hesitate. All they had was the desire to conquer lesser. After all, he was a bit hot-tempered right now. The training these past few days and the events that happened in the illusion had made him very impatient. Oh my, Rias, Issei is right. Instead of being passive, we should take the initiative and defeat Razor head-on. That's the only way to make those guys in the underworld submit. Junai also agreed with Bing Teng Yicheng's idea and expressed his own opinion. Rias nodded in agreement, then looked at Kiba and Koniko and asked for their opinions. And you? Kiba's gaze was resolute, and he took out a magic sword created by his own abilities, following the captain's idea. The kitten clenched its little fist. I can too. Let's end this battle quickly. Valerie nodded in agreement, though Gaspar was still a bit timid, but he didn't object. Since everyone has said so, let those guys in the underworld witness our performance. Rias had made up her mind at that moment and said to everyone with a smile. Meanwhile, on Lisa's side, Brother, what are you planning to do? It's a quick battle. This ranking game isn't just about breaking off the engagement, it's about both families. So, as someone who bears the name of Phoenix, I must finish this quickly. Lysa spoke calmly, then changed into his combat suit. Then he turned to look at his retinue, who were all eager to try, for Lysa and for Phoenix. Lisa then raised an eyebrow, as if she had sensed something. How willful of you, Rias, but why would I shy away from your sharp edge? As Lisa spoke, he glanced back at his retinue. Besides, the advantage is in our favor, 15 against 7. Then everyone, let's set off. For Phoenix. Lisa's retinue was also in high spirits. At this moment, both sides are rushing towards their hometowns on the opposite side, along the shortest route. Those watching the battle became increasingly interested as Rias and Razor headed towards their respective bases. However, some people are optimistic about it, while others are dismissive. Moreover, the two sides were outnumbered, so some people felt that Rias had acted impulsively. But in another dimension, before long, the two groups met in the park. The two sides instantly became tense, the atmosphere so tense it could ignite the air. Rias, it seems we're thinking the same thing. However, I have twice as many familiars as you. But for Phoenix, I'll give it my all. Come on, whoever says it most times will definitely win. As the two were talking, their respective families began to move. Myra, a soldier from Lysa wielding a stick, rushed out. It's starting, so I'll go, Minister. Boosted gear. The Crimson Dragon Emperor's gauntlets. With that, Haut and Issei summoned the cage hand and charged out. In short, seeing this girl made me feel a pain in my abdomen. The Crimson Dragon Emperor. It looks like the heir to Gremory got a great deal. This is going to be interesting. The patriarchs of the various families in the underworld all had different expressions when they saw the divine weapon in Haut and Issei's hand. The scene returns to Issei Hayato. Boost, boost, boost. Bing Teng Yicheng continuously gathered power in his right hand, and his momentum continued to rise. Boom! The clash between fists and sticks. The wooden stick exploded the next second. Haut and Issei took the opportunity to approach Myra, showing no mercy whatsoever. Boost! With another clang of the gauntlet, before Myra could react, a punch landed squarely on her abdomen. At this moment, Haut and Issei felt as if he had been elevated, and the word Chinese letter, shuang, meaning refreshing or exhilarating, formed in his mind. Myra felt as if she had been hit in the abdomen by a truck, and then she was sent flying backward. Myra. Lesser soldiers eliminated. Myra was thus teleported away in midair, looking radiant. With Myra eliminated, Haut and Issei turned his gaze to Lisa in the sky. The intense gaze made Lesser's anus tighten. Lisa looked at Haut and Issei. The guy's eyes were truly disgusting. Minister, I'll take care of that roast chicken. As he spoke, Bing Teng Yicheng rushed forward. Riaz smiled. She wanted to fight Razor to test her strength, but since Issei Hayato was so confident, she didn't need to worry. On the way to Les's location. You bastard, don't even think about getting near Lord Russer. That's right. The two knights of Lisa said they wanted to stop Haut and Issei, but the next second, Kiba makes a grand entrance. Haibing Teng Yicheng blocked the two. Kiba didn't turn around, but just smiled and said, Issei, if you want to do it, then do it. I'll handle things here. Chapter 49. Battle in Progress. Thanks, Yuto. Hayato Issei thanked Kiba, and then rushed towards the roast chicken. Watching Bing Teng Yicheng walk away, Kiba flicked his sword and looked at the two men. Then let's begin. Having said that, he charged toward the two knights using his speed. Roast chicken, I'm fucking here. At this moment, their respective battles began. Everyone knew what Haut and Issei was thinking, and they all stepped in to help him travel unimpeded. When two castles in Lysa blocked their way, without hesitation, the kitten intercepted the two of them. Watch the two of them, then begin their Wing Chun stance. Wing Chun, kitten. Just imagine the cat's incredible strength combined with the speed of Wing Chun punches. It's truly formidable. Then the kitten beckoned to Lysa's chariot. The mockery was off the charts. The woodyard intercepted two knights, while the kitten fought two castles alone. Yubana flew in the air, looked at Haut and Issei, and then raised her staff to aim. The staff began to gather power. Burst. Thunder. Before Yubaluna could finish speaking, a sound came from nearby. She quickly left her original position. But it was too late. He was grazed by Akin's lightning. Oh my gosh, Tilda, I never expected the infamous Bomb Princess to be someone who likes to ambush people. You're the same, Rias, Thunder Witch. Oh dear, Tilda, Miss Luna, just to correct you, I'm not the Thunder Witch, but the Lightning Witch. As she spoke, Akino pointed her finger, and a bolt of lightning instantly struck Yubaluna. However, Yubaluna was no pushover. She too unleashed a high-level magic attack. At this moment, the battle between the two queens began. Only Rias and her two bishops remained on the scene. Meanwhile, on Lesser's side, there were 7 soldiers and a bishop, while Ravia was not participating in the battle and was merely there as a bystander. Haut and Issei looked at the 7 soldiers blocking his way and felt somewhat troubled, as his target was Razor. Just as Hyoten Issei was preparing to make his move, it was a good time. Lear appeared before Issei Hayutu with Gaspar and Valerie. Issei, if you want to do it, then do it boldly and without worry. Leave this to us. That's right. We and the minister will take care of this. Go for it, Issei-senpai. Hyoten Issei looked at his minister and his partner. Everyone, Hyoten Issei murmured as he looked at his minister and his partners, but the next second he was overcome with passion again. All right, minister, I'm leaving things here to you, everyone. After saying that, Hyoten Issei directly led the soldiers of Razor and charged towards Razor. He wanted to bring the victory to the minister. The soldiers of Razor did not stop him. Instead, they looked at Riaz. To catch a thief, first catch his king. To strike a snake, strike its vital spot. With the 7 of us plus the bishops providing support from the perimeter, Minin should have no problem taking on Riaz and the 2 other bishops. This match can be over as long as Riaz is defeated. As for Hyoten Issei, even a mere soldier is someone one's master can handle. At this moment, Riaz and her 2 companions faced off against 7 soldiers and a bishop from Lisa. Hyoto Issei looked at Razor not far away and rushed over without hesitation. Come on, you roast chicken. How dare you? Lesser's defenses were slightly breached by the words roast chicken. He then charged towards Hyoten Issei, his entire body engulfed in flames. In the student union. Everyone watched the fight in the live stream. Wow, that's amazing. Heretsuka Shizuka watched the fight scene with shining eyes. The interplay of lightning and explosions, the overwhelming power of swordsmanship, and the visceral impact of hand-to-hand combat. This is what a true action-packed manga should be like. At that moment, she also wanted to go in and give it a try. Unlike Heretsuka Shizuka's excited feelings, Kangner and Yuziro watched the live stream. Zyro, how long do you think it will take to finish? That depends on when Lesser breaks down. Yuziro smiled as he answered Kangner's question. After all, Lysa's ranking games resulted in more wins than losses, mainly due to Phoenix's undying flame. In a word, it's lousy. The Demon King Cinema. Serjax and Ajax's virtual projections are chatting. Serjax, how about we pick a date for Riaz and my brother to get engaged? Okay, but we'll have to wait until the tripartite meeting is over before we can discuss this. After listening to Serjax's words, Ajax also felt that they made sense. However, Ajka didn't take the tripartite meeting seriously. After all, it's such an important matter that the old Demon King faction wouldn't feel right if they didn't stir things up. It's all up to Serjax. Instead of dwelling on these things, Ajax started discussing with Serjax how to hold the engagement party. Lesser's older brother sat beside him, saying nothing. Because it's no use saying it. It seems he might not be able to hold onto Serjax's powerful backer anymore. The scene returns to the battlefield. Kiba's figure was like a ghost. The sounds of metal clashing and sparks flashing filled the air as Lesser's 2 soldiers stared at the woodyard in disbelief. How can the man in front of me be so fast? We're all knights, so why are you so many times faster than us? Besides Issei Hayato, Kiba was the second most hard-working person during those 7 days. During the day, Kiba and Kani learned breathing techniques. He also practiced his swordsmanship continuously at night. Abandon the guidance of magic and use only the pure techniques of the sword and your own breath. Kiba also figured out his own breathing rhythm. Few tilde. Kiba held his sword with both hands and exhaled a long breath. As if sensing something, The two knights of Lesser quickly raised their swords to parry. Ding, tilde. The heavy sword and longsword in their hands broke in the middle. They then realized that every cut made by the lumberyard was made in the same spot. Before I could even feel anything, a sharp pain shot through my body. Both knights were pierced. And then, sword birth. The demon sword is created. And so, Lysa's knight was swallowed by the demon sword, and then eliminated from the game, his body emitting particles. Lesser knights eliminated X2. Following that, good news kept coming. Queen Lesser is eliminated. Lesser Castle elimination, X2. Above the sky, Akin's hands blazed with lightning like those of a thunder god. There was a deep pit in the ground. Ubeluna lay inside, her body surface still pulsating with electricity. Now she finally understands why Akino calls herself the Lightning Witch. The lightning contains the light attribute that demons fear most. After being struck by Akin, not only did he have to feel the power of lightning, but he also had to feel the light attribute directly corroding his body. Ubeluna took out a small, crystal-clear bottle. The blood inside is like a jewel. This is the tears of Phoenix. This subtle action was noticed by Junai. "Oh dear, Miss Luna, I've had enough fun, so please leave now." Lightning strikes. The lightning bolt struck Ubeluna directly. Without a single scream, he was eliminated. Chapter 50, Lesser vs. Bingteng Wancheng. Lesser's Castle Elimination, X2. Over at Tasheng, Cat's Place. The area where she was standing looked as if it had been ploughed, with potholes everywhere. Inside a large crater, one of Lysa's chariots rolled its eyes back, lost consciousness, and then turned into particles. The kitten on the other side was completely dirty. However, she remained silent, only throwing punches at another fortress of Lysa, her punches so fast they left after images. With the final punch, the tank also turned into particles. Both tanks were thus eliminated. As the support bishop, Lysa swallowed hard as he watched his teammate, whom he had buffed, get eliminated. What kind of monsters are those on the other side? Just as she was about to retreat, Valerie slowly emerged from her shadow. Then he gently placed his hand on her neck. When? Bishop Lesser's eyes widened in disbelief. He had been caught despite hiding so well. At the same time, Valerie's whispers rang in my ears. "Take a deep breath. Dizziness is normal." Then Valerie gently exerted force, and without saying a word, the Bishop of Lysa vanished into light, unconscious. Bishop Lesser is eliminated. With this, all of Lesser's high-end combat forces were eliminated. Meanwhile, on Ria's side, I hate fighting the most. Gaspar ran ahead with tears in his eyes. Two green-haired female soldiers wielding chainsaws were chasing after them. Ria's was looking at the sky. Gaspar is still the same as always. Ria's said helplessly, then threw a destruction spell at Lisa and the other soldiers. The ground was riddled with craters, and the soldiers of Lisa were covered in dust and dirt, a stark contrast to the soldiers who were chasing Gaspar. What should we do? Have no idea. The soldiers of Lysa had completely lost their will to fight. I knew Ria's was strong, but I didn't expect her to be this strong. Beating them was like toying with them. And in Gaspar's place, don't run away. That's right, it won't hurt much. No. As Gaspar was running, he was accidentally knocked down by the explosion caused by Ria's, and he slid all over the ground. Seeing this scene, great opportunity, sister. That's right, little sister. Two soldiers leaped into the air, wielding two chainsaws, and slashed at Gaspar. Taking one down was better than a shutout. No. As Gaspar watched the two men hacking at him with chainsaws, His eyes gleamed uncontrollably. The eye of the world that will stop is activated. What the eye can see. Everything in their line of sight seemed to freeze in time. The two soldiers of Lysa stood motionless in front of them. The other soldiers were also affected. "Well done, Gaspar." "Minister." Upon seeing Riaz, Gaspar quickly realized what had happened, and then, with tears welling up in his eyes, he began to recount what had just occurred. Riaz also kept comforting Gaspar. After a while, Riaz floated in the air, watching the Lysa soldiers who were being forcibly controlled. The game should end now. The magic circles behind them all appeared. The bright red magic circle has a unique beauty. Extinguish star. A burst of red light swept across, unleashing destructive power. The 7 soldiers shrouded in magic were all turned to ashes and eliminated. Leza's soldiers eliminated X. At this moment, only Lysa remained in the entire stadium. Meanwhile, on the other side, Hyoten Ise and Razor were locked in a fierce battle, throwing punches at each other repeatedly. Lisa's flaming fist struck Hyodu Ise in the face, unleashing a burst of intense flames that engulfed his entire body. But Ise Hyoten did not fall. This flame is nothing compared to Yi Zairo's enchanted Pikachu. It's nothing compared to Elsa's training. Upon hearing the announcement, Lessa kicked Bing Tengyacheng away with a whip kick. In midair, Kiba caught Hyoten Ise. Riaz and her retinue all gathered around. "She's really strong, Riaz." "Of course, surrender, Lysa, you're doomed." Listening to Riaz's words, Lessa scratched his head. Then he looked at Riaz and spoke earnestly. "Sorry, no. Although it's a done deal, I'm not satisfied that I didn't take anyone with me. After all, this competition was being broadcast live throughout the entire underworld. Being shut out like that is the ugliest thing. In that case, I'll send it." "Minister," at this moment, Ise Hyodu stood up. "I'm not down yet." Lessa smiled at the stubborn Bing Tengyacheng. "With your strength, you probably can't beat me." Hyoten Ikai stood up again and looked at Ereza, saying, "I didn't use my full strength." "Drag. Partner. Lend me your power. Although I dislike your hobbies, you can have my power." Bing Tengyacheng raised his right hand. "Balance breaker. Hands off. Boosted gear scale mail. The Crimson Dragon Emperor's armor." A crimson energy enveloped Hyoten Ise and then dissipated. Crimson armor covered his entire body. "Boost, boost, boost." After Hyoten Ise activated his forbidden technique, his aura instantly increased several times over. Hyoten Ise instantly appeared in front of Razor and sent him flying with a single punch. Lessa released the force in midair and adjusted her posture. Looking up at the guy in front of me, he seemed different from before. "Hyoto Ise, I approve of you." Lessa no longer held her previous contempt in high regard. "Leza, I'm going to pin you to the ground and sing, conquer." Hyoten Ise made the first move, using the boost from Boost to rush towards Razor like a red lightning bolt. Razor couldn't see Hyoten Ise's speed. But the instinct to fight remains. He swung his fist, which was wreathed in flames like a phoenix, toward his face. Boom! The clash between fist and gauntlet. Click tilde. The sound of bones cracking came from Lessa's arm, and at the same time, a wave of pain washed over her. Firestorm. With flames erupting from his hands, Lisa struck Hyoto Ise before immediately retreating. The injured arm spontaneously developed flames to repair itself. Again. Hyoten Ise reappeared in front of Razor. A punch landed squarely on his stomach, followed by a mouthful of blood. "You bastard, Well then, come on. Despite the pain, Lesser roared, and flames surged all over his body, making him look like a phoenix reborn from the ashes. Taking advantage of the moment when Hayato Ise retracted his fist, he suddenly kicked Hayato Ise in the chest. Hayato Ise was kicked backward and flew out, and he was also in bad shape. Continue. Bring it on. A towering pillar of fire emanated from Lisa's body, and Hayato Ise's momentum surged. The two of them rushed out at the same time. Ora, ora, ora. Muda, muda, muda. The two men's fists created afterimages as they swung their fists, their movements as dense as an impenetrable net. Chapter 51, End. The two completely abandoned other attack methods, focusing solely on brutal, hand-to-hand combat. Hayato Ise and Razor kept throwing punches. The scene fell silent for a moment. All eyes were on the two of them. Kiba and the others watched with some concern as Hayato Ise fought ahead, and Rachel, his sister, also looked at her brother with the same concern. Minister, are they all right? I hope everything is all right. When asked by her familiars, Rias didn't know either, since the fight between the two was too intense. In order to avoid being swept aside, Ise Hayato is laying the foundation for his own dream. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen. Their fists collided repeatedly, and the aftershocks of their force caused the surrounding air to vibrate slightly. Hayato Ise's armor began to crack, and the flames on Razor's body gradually diminished. It seems that both sides are nearing their end. One's body couldn't hold on, and the other's bloodline recovery ability was overused. As the two simultaneously punched each other in the face, Hayato Ise's scalp shattered, and he spat out a mouthful of blood, while Razor also spat out blood. They then staggered back a few steps. Huff tilde, huff tilde. Both of them were panting heavily and looking at each other. You idiot, can't you just lie down properly? If anyone's going to fall, it'll be you before me. Razor and Hayato Ise started bickering again. Seeing the two separate, everyone rushed over to offer some treatment, but were stopped by the two shouting at the same time. No need, wait until we're finished. Valerie and Rachel also stopped in their tracks. Huff tilde, are you even capable? Few tilde, how could a man say no? Razor and Hayato Ise stood up straight. After exchanging another glance, they charged at each other again. This time they slowed down noticeably, each step accompanied by heavy breathing. Despite the excruciating pain, Hayato Ise focused his mind on his future dream and on becoming stronger. Lesser was not to be outdone. He gritted his teeth, and his bloodline power surged again. Though weak, it still had some strength. As the two drew closer, just as he was about to throw a punch, Hayato Ise's armor disintegrated, and he collapsed to the ground, powerless. Ha ha ha, I still win. Before Lesser could finish speaking, his eyes rolled back, and he collapsed to the ground. Rias's soldiers are eliminated. Lesser eliminated. Rias wins this ranking game. As the announcement from the sky began, Kiba and Rachel rushed over as well. Kiba helped Hayato Ise up, while Rachel knelt beside her brother and looked at him. Rachel then took Lysa away from the alternate dimension. With the end of the match, Rias and her familiars also left the alternate dimension and returned to the occult research department. Rias smiled happily when she saw Yuziro and Kang Na at the door. Rias opened her arms and walked towards Yuziro, who also opened his arms to welcome her. The two embraced. Zyro tilde, I won. Yes, that was great. The two whispered to each other. Rias then carried Yuziro up to him. Kangna was also watching from the side, and it looked like she was about to shed tears. True love will prevail in the end. No, Zyro is my fiancée. Kangna wanted to say something more, but decided against it. Since today is a good day, I won't hold it against you. Underworld. The Demon King's cinema. Serjax was also happy that his sister was free from the marriage, and Zyro also gave him a surprise in just 1 week. Unlike Serjax's happiness, Phoenix's current head of the family, Level, seems to feel like he's missed out on a major opportunity. However, he had a different opinion about his younger brother. At least his brother had become reliable, since he hadn't expected the battle to end with Lesser exhausted. What a fine battle, don't you think, Patriarch Level? Yes, it was a good battle. I believe that Lesser will also grow after this battle. Level agreed when Serjax asked him. At the same time, I'm also pleased with the growth of my own little brother. However, he met Serjax's gaze. Although he said nothing, he said everything. That's it, we're not meant to be. Then Level said to Serjax, Lord Lucifer, my younger brother is also unworthy to marry Miss Rias, so please annul this engagement. Seeing his reaction, Serjax offered him a way out. Level, this was just a drunken joke from our fathers. There's no need to take it to heart. I think Lesser is quite promising, and with proper guidance, he can be able to stand on his own. Oh dear, Tilda, the minister is sneaking food again. Zhu Nai pushed open the door and looked at this scene with a hint of resentment. Behind Aquino followed Kitten, Gaspar, and Kiba, who was supporting Issei Hayato. Hearing the voice, Rias released Yzairo. Tilda, I didn't steal any food, Tilda, I ate openly and honestly, right in front of the person in question. Then he looked at Kang Na. Kang Na understood perfectly well. She felt a little flushed. As expected, Rias, the red-haired beauty, is inherently evil. Of course, Rias used her ultimate skill at close range, so Sona wasn't going to be left behind. He grabbed Yzairo by the collar and then attacked her. Fortunately, Yzairo's family members were not here. Otherwise, you'll bite your lips until they're bald. All right, it's not good to stand at the door. Let's go in together. Armed. The group then entered the Department of Paranormal Research. Soon after, under Eliza's leadership, Lesser and Rachel walked in. Ria's a bet's a bet. You won, and the engagement is off, Lesser said bluntly. Then he looked at Hayu Teng Yacheng, who was lying down like Gu. Although I lost this ranking game, I won the battle against you. HMPH Tilda, if I had held on a little longer, you would have lost. The two then started arguing. However, male friendships can be quite inexplicable. They always end up arguing and then making up. At that moment, Serjax appeared before everyone through a magical image. This battle was wonderful. Both Issei and Razor performed well. Yecheng, you are getting stronger and stronger. I believe you can successfully achieve your dream. Hayato Issei clenched his fist excitedly. I will continue to work hard to become stronger, for the captain, for my dream. Great, energetic. As he spoke, Serjax turned his gaze to Yzairo and his sister Rias. You better treat my sister well, kid. Brother-in-law, of course. Yzairo waved his hand, indicating it was no big deal. All right, you guys have fun. I'll leave this as is. It really took a lot of brain power to write. Chapter 52, Vacation. Como Academy, inside the Student Council office. Yzairo sat at a desk, processing documents. It's been a while since Rias broke off her engagement, and Shizuka is preparing to return to Kyo Town as a teacher next semester. Everyone returned to a relaxed lifestyle. During the day, they go to school. In the afternoon, they train. And at night, they exorcise the lost demons. Everything was wonderful. However, Yzairo is also feeling overwhelmed right now. Looking at the documents, He saw that one club needed to upgrade its equipment and another club needed more funds for its activities. One thing after another gave him a huge headache. Then Yiziro turned his gaze to Kang Na. Feeling Yiziro's gaze, Kang Na turned her head away. HMPH, solve your own problems. Kang Na spoke with a haughty air, but out of the corner of her eye, she couldn't help but glance at Yiziro. Sona-chan, Tilda please Tilda. Seeing Yiziro making a funny face, Kang Na also smiled. Give me some. Kang Na is the best. Yiziro excitedly leaned over, and Kang Na also took the document and began to examine it. The two of them got busy again. Time passed little by little. Finally finished. Yiziro also threw down his pen and leaned back in his chair. Kang Na also completed her task on the side. Bang! Just then, the office door was pushed open, and Riaz walked in. Dawn! It's Riaz, what's up? Riaz smiled and said, Akatsuki, Sona, want to go to the beach later. Akino and I have already made plans, Tilda. Seaside. That's right. Yiziro thought about it and agreed, since everyone needed a good rest. Kang Na shared the same idea. It was a big gathering. No problem. That's fine then. See you later, Tilda. Yiziro and Kang Na tidied themselves up and called their respective families to the student council. Before long, their respective families had all arrived. We're going to the beach for a vacation later. Everyone go back and pack your things. We'll be leaving soon. Great, I can finally rest. Swimsuits, swimsuits. The family members cheered and rushed back to pack their belongings. Meanwhile, Haritsuka Shizuka from Saobu High School was still suffering through her classes. After a while, everything was ready, and Yiziro was transferred to the Divine Might space. Even though they already knew, they were still impressed by the convenience, and then the group arrived at the Department of Paranormal Research. Riaz and the others were also ready. Now that everyone is here, let's begin. As Riaz activated her magic, everyone disappeared from the Supernatural Research Department. Some unknown island. The red magic circle lit up, and then the group of people came out. The azure sea and golden sand intertwine like a painting meticulously crafted by nature. A gentle breeze carries the scent of the sea. It really is a beautiful sight. Seeing the women who hadn't changed their clothes yet, Yiziro snapped his fingers, and a small wooden villa appeared in the woods on the island. Go inside and change your clothes. The women's eyes lit up, and they all rushed inside to change their clothes. Unlike the group of eye-catching girls, Bing Teng Yicheng and his companions, who had already changed their clothes, were now holding surfboards. Yuto, Shiru, and Gaspar, let's go surfing over there. No problem. No, it's too dangerous. Come on, Gaspar. Faced with the hesitant Gaspar, Issei Hayato simply grabbed him, tucked him under his arm, and carried him away. Then Hayato and Issei looked at Yiziro. Zyro, are you coming or not? No, I'll wait for Riaz. When Bing Tengi invited him, Yiziro politely declined. Hayato and Issei nodded and led Kiba and the others towards the sea. With the departure of Issei Hayato, Yiziro also changed her clothes. Wearing a short-sleeved floral shirt and shorts, flip-flops, and sunglasses on her head. Then came the parasols and deck chairs. Then the temporary volleyball court was built, and all the other small items were prepared. Yiziro also lay on a deck chair, enjoying the sea breeze. After a while, the girls came out of the villa. They were all dressed in swimsuits, looking youthful and beautiful. Each girl had a different style, and their figures were absolutely amazing. Riaz was also wearing a red bikini, showing off her stunning figure. Junai's black swimsuit was also incredibly alluring. Canny was also wearing a one-piece purple swimsuit, and indeed, purple has a lot of charm. Kangna's blue swimsuit also has a unique charm. Even Tsubaki and Valerie each have their own advantages. At this moment, every girl was showing off her stunning figure in front of Yi Zairo. When Yi Zairo looked at the kitten, a white one-piece swimsuit with a swimming ring over it, to be honest, it makes one lose all desire. But she's still cute, Tilda. All right, everyone, have fun. Yay. See Zichong, Tilda. Everyone started playing on the beach. Some were building sandcastles, while others were chasing and playing. Looking at pretty girls really does make you feel relaxed. At that moment, Riaz walked over with sunscreen. Zyro, Tilda, can you help me apply sunscreen? I'd be more than happy to. Yi Zyro also got up from the chair and took the frost, while Riaz lay on the blanket on the beach. Make sure to apply it evenly all over your body. At this moment, Riaz lay on the blanket in front of her and said, seeing the alluring Riaz, Yi Zyro did not refuse. Squeeze some sunscreen onto your hands and then start applying it. Riaz trembled slightly, and a blush rose to her face. Yi Zyro's large hand roamed over Riaz's body. Of course, as Riaz requested, Yi Zyro also applied the cream evenly all over his body. Oh dear, Tilda Akatsuki can't. Just focus on the club president, Tilda. Zyro, I want to apply it too. We want them all. The girls are climbing in a row right now. Yiziro's labor force increased immediately. On the other side of the island, with his hands covered in sunscreen, Hayut and Issei grinned broadly and turned to Yuyuto, Shiru, and Gaspar. Let me apply sunscreen for you. Time passed slowly, and Yiziro experienced both pain and joy. Kiba started a barbecue on the beach. Everyone started making food. Without any warning, the sky suddenly darkened, accompanied by lightning. The wind is surging. The waves were getting bigger and bigger. It was already getting dark. What? We were having a great time. That's right, but it looks like it's going to rain. Pack your things, pack your things. Let's go inside to avoid the rain. As the weather changed, everyone started packing their things. Yi Zyro looked at the sky, as if he had caught something. Then his pupils contracted. It looks like something is moving inside. Brothers, let's first kill the gods, then go to Demon Slayer to expose Musen to the sun, then run around doing some jutsu, plus the original plot and various daily scenes. Hey guys, when you go to Jujutsu Tokyo, how about picking up a dragon maid to play with? Hee tilde. Chapter 53, God of Disobedience. Just as everyone was busy, the storm came and went quickly. The sky has returned to its azure blue. Everyone angrily threw the things in their hands aside and went back to the small villa to lie down. Zyro, what are you looking at? It's nothing. I have to leave for a bit. With that, Yi Zyro teleported away from the island. Sardinia. In the vast and boundless sky, a fierce wind and torrential rain raged from all directions, accompanied by lightning and thunder in the clouds. But even in this situation, there are still two people facing off. One of the people stands on the earth. He was enormous, with very prominent muscles all over his body. He held a wooden stick in each of his hands. Confronting him was a boy who looked to be about 15 or 16 years old, standing in the air. Compared to giants, the boy was very handsome. The boy possessed an aura and authority that shouldn't be expected of someone his age. It's been a long time, Mikado. I'm getting impatient, Verislana. Mikado, the god of storms. Verislana was the ancient Persian god of war. These two are rebellious gods born from mythology. The two are old friends who have faced off before. During the confrontation between the two gods, a blonde girl is standing on the roof of the car. She is Erica Blantyre, belonging to the Italian Magic Society Copper Black Cross. He has the rank of Grand Knight and the nickname Red Demon. Inside the car sat a maid driving and a boy carrying a stone slab. Erica looked worried, because once the War of Gods begins, this small island will cease to exist. No, we can't wait any longer. We absolutely cannot let them fight on this island. With that, he jumped off the roof of the car and ran towards the two gods. Reinhardt, Coeur de Leon, the longsword in his hand, transformed into a shield. The scene then returns to the battle between the gods. The old wounds from when you were my enemy haven't healed yet. HMPH, Tilda, you awaken me at any cost just to fight me. How can I ignore your arrogance? This is really something to look forward to. Verislana sneered, then raised his right hand, and a strong wind suddenly arose. Then a giant goat and a phoenix appeared. It then merged into the boy's body. He was missing only one of his 10 powers. Then let's fight, Verislana. That's exactly what I was thinking, Mikado. The two began their first round, with Mikado raising his divine weapon, the exil that represents lightning, while Verislana drew his warrior avatar, the golden blade. Please wait a moment. At that moment, a magic circle with a red rose on it interrupted their spellcasting. Erica arrived, shield in hand. The two disobedient gods looked displeased at the blonde-haired girl who had come before them. I have a presumptuous request, could you? Erica was interrupted by the two gods before she could finish speaking. Humans, this place has become a battlefield of gods. Leave at once. Which, your courage to defy God is commendable. Verislana and Mikado spoke together. Erica also wanted the gods to show mercy. But before she could speak, lightning struck. A sudden bolt of lightning circled around Verislana and Mikado. The two of them spoke at the same time. This is a battle of gods. You mortals must not act rashly. Your courage is commendable, but you should also consider the current situation. As the two disobedient gods finished speaking, the lightning that had been swirling around the girl suddenly struck her, and she leaped and dodged repeatedly. The ground was also cratered by lightning. Erica leaped into the air, and then a bolt of lightning struck. Erica quickly raised her shield to defend herself, but the next second the shield was struck by lightning and bounced off her hand. Before Erica could react, another bolt of lightning struck. It's over. Erica looked at the lightning so close to her, and this thought popped into her head. Boom! Ira! A scream rang out. After a while, it stopped breathing. Verislana looked at the man in the thunder with some disappointment, not expecting that the guy he had chosen would die like this. But Verislana and Mikado both looked up at the sky. Compared to the dead Kusanagi Godu, the guy in the sky aroused their interest. Sky, amidst the interplay of wind, rain, and thunder. A white-haired, red-eyed man dressed in beachwear and flip-flops stands in the sky, with Erica being carried in his arms like a princess. Hello, you two. Yzairo also greeted Verislana and Mikado. Obstructors. An interesting guy. These are the assessments of two disobedient gods. Erica, who felt neither pain nor warmth, opened her eyes. What came into view was a white-haired, red-eyed boy. Are you all right? Could you put me down? No problem. As he spoke, Yzairo flew down from the sky and put Erica down. Thank you. Fine. Yzairo looked towards Erica's original spot, and Erica followed his gaze. She was also taken aback. A charred corpse lay in the place where he had once been subjected to the baptism of thunder, while next to it, on the pitted ground, only a single intact stone slab lay on the ground. Mr. Kusanagi. Erica could hardly believe it, but she had to accept that the guy she had spent the day with was dead. Yzairo also touched his chin. Kusanagi Godu, the guy who treats his ultimate move like a basic attack. The protagonist of the original story, a god-slayer, died so hastily under the lightning of a disobedient god. What bad luck. But Yzairo beckoned with her finger. The stone slab then came to Yzairo's side. The stone tablet that sealed the white horse of Velislana, and the stone tablet that Prometheus used to steal his abilities. That being the case, Telos Karma. Yzairo also used the power of the ultimate karma to transfer the white horse of Velislana and the stealing power of Prometheus to himself. The stone slabs also drifted away in the wind. Ha 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 ha. Interesting fellow, interesting artifact. It actually transferred the thieving abilities of my white horse and that Prometheus fellow to itself. Ha ha ha, funny, funny. Verislana witnessed Yzairo destroy the stone slab and laughed heartily, as it was the first time he had encountered something so interesting. After Yzairo obtained the power from the stone tablet, he said to Erica beside him, "Miss, could you please move a little further away?" How? Erica didn't understand Yzairo's meaning, but the next sentence made Erica tremble with fear. Because of me, I'm going to kill a god. Chapter 50, For War Begins. Because I'm going to kill a god. As Yzairo uttered those words, Erica was somewhat incredulous. After all, gods weren't so easy to kill. Meanwhile, Verislana in the air and Mikado standing on the ground seemed to have heard something interesting. A demon dared to dream of killing a god. A mere demon dares to interfere in the war of the gods, Mikado's voice boomed, his tone full of disdain. An interesting demon, Velislana remarked, then continued, "You are the first demon to show interest in us who do not obey our gods." Why would Verislana say that? That's because only by killing a god in human form can one obtain the power of the slain god. If all living beings could kill God and gain power, then all the weak gods in the world would be hunted down. After all, even a small mosquito is still meat. That's why these rules came about. Non-humans gain nothing from killing gods. Instead, they will be remembered by those gods and will come looking for them when they are resurrected from mythology. Rather than being endlessly bothered, it's better to ignore it. Similarly, only humans can enter the realm of the immortals and encounter Pandora. Unfortunately, Yzairo is no ordinary person. He's a time traveler, and a time traveler with a system at that. He's like a bug in the system. Therefore, none of these rules and regulations apply to him. That's right, I'm interested in you disobedient gods, Yzairo said, a confident smile appearing on his lips. Of course, killing gods requires resources, but it just so happens that I have the resources to be arrogant. After saying that, a surging and powerful aura erupted from Yzairo's body, and boundless magic power surged wildly, seemingly inexhaustible. The pressure was directed directly at Verislana and Mikado. Mikado sensed this imposing aura. Ha ha ha, interesting demon, I admit you are worthy to fight us. Verislana exclaimed as if he'd spotted a new toy. Interesting, so interesting, I hope you can give me some fun battles. For Verislana, he only challenges the strong. So he awakened Mikado from mythology, just to fight him, but he never expected that there would be an extra surprise today. Yzairo, who was standing in front of him, was his second target. I am the demon Yzairo / Abel Astaroth. I am the future demon king, the present god slayer. War-loving gods, I will grant defeat. His words were filled with strong confidence. At this moment, the three powers are in a stalemate, and none of them will help the others. This proves the saying true. Either you kill me, or I kill you. Ha ha ha, how dare you? A mere demon dares to dream of defeating a god. Mikado smiled, then his eyes turned serious and authoritative. I am Mikado, the strongest dragon slayer, the greatest warrior among the god kings, and the god king himself. I accept your challenge. That's quite an arrogant statement. Verislana's face lost its previous gentleness, replaced by the arrogance of a war god. As the invincible god of victory, I fear no challenge, and I will accept all challenges. Verislana and Mikado unleashed their divine auras, and Yzairo, not to be outdone, pressed down with all his own aura. The three forces clashed. At this moment, the sky was divided into three areas: storms, lightning, and pure white. The ongoing storm suddenly stopped, followed by an even more violent burst of energy. The storm generated by the momentum became even more ferocious. The storm raged, with sand and stones flying everywhere. The entire island was affected, trees were uprooted, and the ground began to crack. The surrounding space seemed to be distorted. Erica, standing nearby, barely managed to withstand the force of the attack, thanks to a protective shield formed by her own magic. Is this the aura of a god of disobedience? It's so powerful, and the handsome guy who saved me is also incredibly powerful. Erica sighed, but then suddenly realized something was wrong. No, this can't go on, or the whole island will be destroyed. What do we do? What do we do? She panicked when she saw the damaged island, and the island's residents closed their doors and windows, praying that the storm would pass safely. Erica tried to go forward, but was blown away in no time. After being blown a distance, it continued forward against the wind. Yzairo narrowed his eyes. Sure enough, it was a bit of a stretch to fight against two disobedient gods at the same time. However, the white horse also possesses the abilities of Prometheus, so it should be able to defeat the two guys in front of it. Yzairo's lips curled up, and then his eyes hardened. It's just killing gods. I'm going to kill two gods today. A demon with such a spirit, I'll tentatively acknowledge you. Then, Verislana and the unknown demon, let's have a great battle. Mikado laughed, his voice echoing through the heavens and earth. At the same time, he has already made his move. His targets were none other than Verislana and Yzairo. He gripped two wooden sticks tightly in his hands, and then swung them at the two men. In an instant, one side was struck by thunder, while the other side was swept by a whirlwind. Everything possesses unparalleled destructive power. These two wooden sticks are Mikado's weapons. One represents the banisher of lightning, the other the pursuer of the wind. It has such destructive power with just a simple swing. If the fighting takes place in a city, that town will be reduced to ruins. Wow, that's incredible strength. Is it really possible for a human to kill them? Erica watched this scene from a hidden spot. Now she no longer prayed that the island could be preserved. She only hoped that they wouldn't run into the town to fight. Otherwise, even more people would have died. Ha ha ha, Mikado, as expected of you, such a powerful attack is still quite enjoyable. Facing the exiled Verislana, who was swinging a thunderbolt at him, he also unleashed his arrogant side. I am the strongest and hold all victory in my hands, whether human or demon. I will crush the hostility of all enemies, and I will destroy any foe that stands in my way. Verislana then responded to his old friend's attack. He swung his fist at the exile, who was many times larger than himself. Yzairo watched as the pursuers hurtled towards him. Ha ha ha, this is the kind of battle we should be fighting. Yzairo showed no fear whatsoever, and his long-dormant passion began to boil again. An annihilating power emerges. The fist was enveloped by Gyorifia's power. Then, like Verislana, he did not dodge but went to meet her, and at the same time, Prometheus's power was activated. Is it a storm? I accept it. Chapter 55. The Battle Against the Disobedient God. As Verislana and Yzairo's fists collided with the Thunder Excel and the Wind Chaser, a loud bang was heard. Immediately afterwards, an indescribable power erupted from the center of the three, as if space itself had been distorted. The terrifying residual power, visible to the naked eye, mixed with divine and magical power, scattered in all directions. The surrounding environment was instantly destroyed by this force. Rocks crumbled, trees broke, and dust flew everywhere. Mikado, a demon, what a worthy opponent. How about this then? A giant golden bull appeared behind Verislana. Immediately afterwards, the giant bull raised its head and let out a long moo. It rushed into Verislana's body. This is one of his 10 incarnations, the bull. It represents a symbol of power, and one gains immense strength when fighting non-human creatures. I am the strongest, the one who will shatter all obstacles. Verislana threw a punch at Mikado and Yzairo. Ha, that was a powerful blow. Mikado once again swung his Excel and Pursuer weapons at Verislana and Yzairo respectively. As expected of the god of war and the god of storms, this powerful force is truly formidable. At this moment, Yzairo's hair was being blown about by the strong wind. A smug smile also graced his face. It's been so long, this feeling is really great. This moment. The three are rivals and check each other. Each of them will face attacks from the other two. Each collision sent terrifying aftershocks radiating outwards. Ha, let's begin. A grey-white magic circle activated beneath Yzairo's feet. A terrifying force of annihilation erupted. The once turbulent sea instantly calmed down. Yzairo opened his arms and chanted, "Darkness, eternal darkness, respond to me who possesses the power of annihilation. I am the embodiment of destruction, the symbol of annihilation. Annihilate everything before you." Yzairo then swung his sword at Verislana and Mikado. Two orbs of light, enveloped in annihilating power, rushed toward Verislana and Mikado respectively. The clouds dispersed and the ocean surged. A loud bang was heard, and a terrifying mushroom cloud appeared. But then Mikado's hearty laughter echoed from within the mushroom cloud. As the smoke dissipated, Mikado and Verislana stood unharmed in the sky and on the ground. Of course, Yzairo was also standing in the sky, completely unharmed. Ha, Verislana and you devil, are both worthy opponents. Mikado laughed heartily, looking up at the sky. How exhilarating this battle is. Wind, rain, thunder. I, the old man of Mercato, Baal-Hadid, call forth. Storm, heed the call of the Cloud Rider, come swiftly. At this moment, Mikado, the god of storms, transformed into a storm, and lightning erupted from every angle within the storm. Mikado, that's really great. Verislana looked at his old rival with admiration, then turned to Yzairo. You demon over there, watch out. This is the power of the invincible war god. Verislana grasped at the air at that moment. Next came his power of words. By my words I will reveal justice to the world. My eloquent incantation is the embodiment of divine power. Sword, shine brightly for my victory and for justice. At this moment, the golden sword representing the warrior appears. This is the power of the sword that can sever even the body and divine power of a god. It is an attack that can directly sever a god's divine nature. However, Yzairo is not a god, but a demon. The golden sword slashed towards Yzairo with a fierce aura, and at the same time, Mikado's thunderstorm swept in. Powerful, incredibly powerful. Only in this way can the killing of gods have meaning. Yzairo also laughed out loud. Even when facing such a terrifying existence, Yzairo felt no fear whatsoever. Yzairo opened her eyes. The kaleidoscope opens. Susanoo. As the magic surged, Yzairo's magic replaced his chakra. Then a huge blue skull appeared. Yzairo was among them. Immediately afterwards, a huge blue skeleton rose from the ground. The skeleton was then encased in blue armor. Susanoo is here now. Verislana, Mikado, come on. A maniacal laugh, reminiscent of the Uchiha clan, appeared on Yzairo's face. Susanoo raised its massive arm and punched the golden sword that was slashing down with fierce momentum. The two collided, bursting forth with a blinding light, as if the air itself had been ignited. Cracks also appeared on Susanoo's hands. At the same time, Mikado's thunderstorm swept towards Susanoo, with countless bolts of lightning striking Susanoo's armor. The power of thunder should not be underestimated. The Susanoo's armor crackled and sparked with electricity, yet it remained standing. Ira. Yzairo roared within Susanoo, his demonic power surging wildly, and the power of Susanoo increased once again, instantly healing the cracks on his arm. At this moment, there was sword light, lightning, and Susanoo. What kind of battle is this? Erica's long golden hair was already soaked by the rain, even though she was surrounded by a storm. Her gaze was fixed on the center of the battle. She was somewhat worried about Yzairo, who had just saved her, but at the same time, she was impressed by Yzairo's powerful strength. And in the middle of the storm. Ha, you devil, I acknowledge you now. What a formidable opponent, you demon. Can you hold on any longer? Verislana and Mikado looked at Yzairo, who looked rather disheveled. Susanoo was just shattered by the sharp blades and the thunderstorm. At this moment, Yzairo's eyes were bleeding. Blood was also flowing from the nostrils and ears. Yzairo wiped himself clean, then ate a magic bean, and his injuries slowly began to heal. That was really dangerous. These two truly deserve their titles as the god of storms and the god of war. Again, Yzairo laughed wildly. As the words fell, Verislana and Mikado burst into laughter at the same time. Mikado acknowledged the demon before him. Ha, isn't this the joy of battle? Verislana echoed, that's right. Mikado, I never expected our battle would involve such an interesting fellow. Let's continue. That's exactly what I was thinking. Mikado released his pursuers and exiles. Then the power of words began. Pursue, banish, pursuers, you are weapons that have become my minions. Pursue Verislana and that demon named Yzairo. Let him witness the power of my wrath. Verislana was not to be outdone, raising his golden blade high. I am the god of victory. Gods and demons alike will become stepping stones to my triumph. Sword, shatter them. Despite the immense pressure, Yzairo's lips curled into a smile. That's it, come on. Chapter 56, God Killing. That's good, that's exactly right. Yzairo watched as the golden blade and the storm god's pursuers attacked him. He wasn't afraid at all. This is what fighting is all about, and this is how it should be done. Even if it costs us everything, even if we have to use every means at our disposal, as long as we can win, we don't care about any of these things. Looking at the golden blade so close at hand, and the pursuer that represents the wind, Yzairo also revealed a carefree smile. This made Verislana think he had reached the end of his rope, but precisely because of this, Verislana also gave it his all. This is God's respect for challengers. Just as the golden blade pierced through Zyro's body. Kamui. The golden blade and the pursuer pierced through Zyro's body. Erika knelt on the ground, staring in disbelief at the scene before her. Are the gods truly invincible? But the next second Erika saw towering flames engulf Verislana and Mikado. The girl was completely stunned. All previous ideas were overturned, and the question arose in my mind. Could it be that the seventh god killer is about to be born? And in the air, just as the golden blade was about to pierce through him, Zyro activated his divine power. Taking advantage of the moment, Zyro grabbed Verislana's arm. Demon, I thought you had given up, but you haven't disappointed me after all. Ha ha ha, how could I possibly fall before I slay the god? Zyro said with a laugh. Then Zyro calmly said, God of victory, will you be defeated by your own incarnation? What? Verislana was taken aback at first, but quickly realized what Zyro was up to. But he didn't run away. He was the god of victory. You devil, you bring me more and more surprises. Come on, I will take everything from you. Verislana looked intently at Zyro, and Zyro smiled back at Verislana. Then, god of victory, enjoy your white horse incarnation. Oh, and there's Mikado, the god of storms. The three of them are now standing in a straight line. Noble and pure white Pegasus, burn with the undying fire of the sun. Burn the gods before my eyes, and bring victory to your new master. Shine, white horse. As Zyro shouted, a dazzling light flashed, and a white horse made of holy flames suddenly appeared behind him. Immediately afterward, the flames pierced through Rivalus's body, but the white horse's charge continued unabated, hurtling towards Mikado. That demon. Mikado never expected to be caught in the crossfire. Was he being set up? Ha ha ha, Verislana, you two were consumed by your own power. Zyro has truly impressed me. Mikado looked at the approaching white horse and laughed loudly, acknowledging the demon before him, and thus called out its name. Mikado followed in Verislana's footsteps and was swallowed by the fire of the sun. As the flames subsided, Mikado knelt on one knee, panting heavily, the flames representing the sun still burning on his body. Verislana, too, is ablaze with the fire of the sun. He looked at Zyro with a ferocious expression and laughed. Ha ha, not bad attack. But I myself will not be defeated by my own incarnation. At this moment, Verislana was engulfed in flames and suspended in midair. His body was temporarily immobilized by the sun's fire. I can't beat you, but what about this? What? Verislana came to his senses and saw Zyro, bleeding from the abdomen, standing not far away in a posture of drawing a bow and shooting an arrow. Even divine might cannot completely withstand the golden blade of a god. At this moment, Zyro's kaleidoscope was activated. It uses the power of annihilation as its bow and the power of annihilation as its arrows, with divine might as its aid. Verislana, let me hand you my first defeat. Divine might, annihilation arrow. Ha! Puff tilde. The annihilating power transformed into an arrow that struck Verislana in the chest. Then Shenwei was activated. Verislana's chest was shattered in another dimension. At that moment, Verislana looked down at his empty chest and smiled happily. This is the kind of battle he's been hoping for. At this moment, Verislana was engulfed in flames. He is about to return to mythology. Fantastic, fantastic. Zyro, you are truly an excellent opponent. You have accomplished the great feat of god-slaying with the body of a demon. Then, take it. Take the authority of my god of victory. This is the authority you obtained by fighting me honorably. Ye Zyro, during this time you must become stronger than anyone else. Fight me when I return from the mythology. Until then, do not lose to anyone. As soon as Verislana finished speaking, he vanished into the world. At the same time, the authority of the god of victory, his 10 incarnations, transformed into orbs of light and entered Ye Zyro's body. Ha, Verislana, I never expected you to be defeated like this. I look forward to seeing you again, Mikado said with a smile as he watched Verislana disappear. Erika, amidst the ruins, witnessed the birth of the king. It really killed a god. At this moment, only Mikado, scorched by the sun's fire, and Ye Zyro, whose wounds have not yet healed, remain on the battlefield. Mikado was also too weak to fight again. He looked at Ye Zyro again, the demon who had joined him in the fight against Verislana and who had threatened to defeat him and Verislana. He did it. Ha, you've become a demon who kills gods. I'm very satisfied with this battle. So come on, take away my authority over thunder and storm. After hearing this, Ye Zyro slowly walked towards the giant in front of him. Mikado, I accept your authority. Take it. I look forward to meeting you again after my resurrection from the mythology. At that time, I will fight you to the bitter end. Mikado finished speaking. Ye Zyro activated Susanoo again, nocked an arrow, and drew his bow. He can draw his bow to its fullest extent, gaze upon the earth, and shoot down the gods. Kamui Susanoo, arrow of annihilation. Chinese letter. Ha. The power of annihilation, combined with the power of distortion, struck Mikado, who returned to mythology amidst laughter. At the same time, Mikado's authority also transformed into a sphere of light and entered Ye Zyro's body. With the defeat and return of the disobedient god, the strong winds subsided and the ocean began to calm. Everything returned to calm. Of course, this is assuming that the island's language is completely ravaged by nature, riddled with holes and pits. The sky cleared, and the sun shone through the clouds as a beam of light fell on Ye Zyro. Ye Zyro stood there in the light. Rejoice, the world's 7th god-killer has been born. He was also the first king to gain power while being a demon. Brothers, what kind of reward should we give Erika and Liliana if we take them as our servants? Please forgive the author's exhausted brain. Brothers, help me think of something. Chapter 57, Pandora, Subordinates. The sky, the ground, and everything around were all pure white. However, some people still managed to paint a beautiful picture. A man wearing a floral shirt was resting his head on the lap of a girl who looked to be only 10 years old. Such a scene creates color in the pure white space. The girl stroked the boy's hair, waiting for him to wake up. This young man was Ye Zyro. Ye Zyro's eyes twitched, and then she slowly opened them. What came into view was a baby-faced girl with purple hair in pigtails. She was very happy to see Ye Zyro wake up. You're awake, my dear child. Ye Zyro was also brought back to her senses by her words. This is the realm of immortality, my child Tilda. The girl answered Ye Zyro's questions. The realm of immortality, a purple-haired girl. Ye Zyro sat up and looked at the somewhat familiar girl in front of him. Ye Zyro remembered who she was and was about to say it when the girl in front of him pretended to be shy and said, Honey, please don't look at Mommy like that. It's a little embarrassing, Tilda. Thump, Tilda. A crisp sound. Ye Zyro delivered a karate chop to her head. Who's your child, Pandora? Ye Zyro said irritably. Pandora covered her head and said in a wronged tone, Oh dear, why are you being so fierce? Can't you be gentler with Mommy? But then she cheered up again. But you know Mommy's name, and Mommy is very happy too. That's right, The girl is Pandora. Unlike the disobedient gods, she is a true deity. A woman who gives everything. She is also the mother of the god killers. Whenever someone kills a god, whether injured or not, their soul will enter the realm of the immortals to see her. She will help them consolidate their acquired power, heal their wounds, and thus become god killers. Yzairo glanced at her, then curiously looked around. This undying domain was indeed pure white. But now he's more curious about why he, a demon, is here. Why have I, a demon, come here? Pandora blinked, then said playfully, "Because it's a secret, Tilda, after all. You're a special child in my eyes, Tilda." Okay, I didn't say anything. Looking at this space, Yzairo looked at Pandora and asked, "How do I get out?" Honestly, this is the first time I've seen you leave without even chatting with me. It really hurts my feelings, and now you won't even call me Mom. Pandora was somewhat angry about Yzairo's situation and kept muttering to herself. Looking at Pandora in front of him, Yzairo couldn't bring himself to say it. You should at least have a maternal glow, she thought. Okay, how do I get out? What a naughty child, Pandora said somewhat disapprovingly, but still earnestly. You'll have to wait until Mommy gives you a firm grip on power, okay? Okay, thank you for your help. Tilda, well, what can I do? I'm your mother, Tilda. Hearing Pandora's words, Yzairo refrained from going up and delivering another chop. The two of them sat facing each other like that. Congratulations to my most special child for defeating Verislana and Mikado in battle. Yzairo listened as Pandora explained the process. After a while, Pandora looked at Yzairodo. You will return as Campyne, the God-Slayer, the King of Kings, Campyne. As she spoke, Pandora kissed Yzairo's forehead. The battle between the demons and the disobedient gods has ended. The area was in complete disarray. Yzairo stood in the sunlight with her eyes closed, and the wounds on her body healed rapidly. Erica was walking towards him from not far away. At this moment, Erica looked at Yzairo with excited and passionate eyes. This newly born king is the 7th king in the world. Moreover, this king is special and unique, since he accomplished the work of killing gods in the form of a demon, and also obtained the authority of a disobedient god. This has never happened before in history. But now this rule has been broken by a demon. It's simply unbelievable. When he defeated the disobedient god in his demon form, Yzairo had already surpassed all demons, including the 4 great demon kings of the underworld. Similarly, he can also be among the top few in the world's strongest people. Erica had already come up behind Yzairo, her burning gaze undiminished. Everyone admires the strong, and she was no exception. If Yzairo agrees, Erica Blantyre is willing to become his subject, or rather, fortunate enough to become his subject. Now, looking at Yzairo's back, Erica knelt on one knee and performed the highest level knightly salute to Yzairo. Your Majesty, I, the Knight Erica Brantelli, offer you my highest respect and courtesy. If you will accept me, I will become your loyal subject, follow in your footsteps, and fight for you. Erica's voice was firm, her eyes filled with enthusiasm and anticipation. After a long while, Yzairo remained silent. Erica did not get up, remaining kneeling on one knee behind Yzairo, and she looked up at him. This is a test for the king. Yes, this must be the king testing himself. At this moment, Yzairo slowly opened his eyes, feeling the power of the authority within his body. This feeling was amazing. Thunder in the left hand, storm in the right. Add to that the 10 incarnations of the god of war, and it's fantastic. However, feeling the intense gaze behind him, Yzairo turned around and saw Erica kneeling in front of him on one knee. Seeing Yzairo turn around, Erica lowered her head again and spoke once more. Your Majesty, the Knight Erica Brantelli offers you her highest respect and courtesy. If you will accept me, I wish to become your loyal subject and follow in your footsteps. Seeing Erica's burning gaze, Yzairo smiled. Even if I'm a demon, does it matter? I am different from other god-killers. They were once human, but I am a demon. Erica raised her head without hesitation, looking firmly at Yzairo. My king, I have been here since birth for this moment. In my eyes, strength is everything. You killed a god with the body of a demon. This feat has transcended the boundaries of race. I follow a powerful king, and you are the king I have chosen. Whether you are a demon or anything else, nothing can change my determination to follow you. Yzairo looked at Erica without saying anything, while Erica waited for Yzairo's answer. For human forces like Erica, serving the Demon King is an inherent duty. After a long silence, Yzairo spoke. Human, state your name and swear an oath once more. At that moment, Erica's previously dejected eyes regained their light. She raised her head, looked at Yzairo, and spoke solemnly again. Your Majesty, I, Erica Brantree, once again offer you my highest respect and courtesy. I wish to become your subject and follow in your footsteps. Yzairo nodded. Erica, I accept your request. Get up. Yes, thank you, Your Majesty. After Erica finished speaking, she also stood up. However, because she had been kneeling for too long, her legs suddenly lost strength, and Erica swayed and fell to the ground. Yzairo reacted quickly and caught her. When their eyes met, Erica's face instantly turned red. She hadn't expected to have such close contact with the king. Thank you, Wang. Chapter 58, Recruiting More Relatives. Just as Yzairo accepted Erica's allegiance, news of the birth of the seventh Godslayer has spread rapidly, as has the news that the seventh Godslayer is a demon. This has left many forces in disbelief. After all, there is no precedent for a demon becoming a god-killer. Now, this kind of case has actually occurred. It's easy to imagine what will happen to the weak and disobedient gods in the future. Even so, those non-human beings could not obtain the authority of the disobedient gods. After all, not everyone is like Yzairo. Yzairo is a time traveler. As for the future, we'll deal with that later. The hunting down of those who don't obey the gods is none of my business. If they want to cause trouble, Yzairo is happy to oblige. Moreover, he has 3 demon kings standing behind him, not to mention that he is now a king himself. When they learned that a demon had become the 7th god-killer and the 7th king, they were initially terrified, but they quickly accepted the fact that the 7th king was a demon. Similarly, they only hoped that the new king would be a king who loved people. What is a god-killer? Kill those who disobey the gods and seize their authority. Whenever a rebellious god is born from mythology, the people in that region will be plunged into misery. So, whether intentional or unintentional, killing the god can be considered a way to protect the people. This is Erica's small villa at this moment. Yzairo sat on the sofa in the living room with his eyes closed, seemingly resting, but in reality, he was reviewing the 10 incarnations of the god of war. It must be said that the incarnations of the god of war are quite useful. For example, strong wind allows the user to instantly arrive at the side of the person who calls out to them, provided they are willing. No matter how far away, you can reach it instantly, even to other worlds. Youth can bless those important to them, and the true value of this power lies in its ability to greatly enhance the strength of the person being blessed. The way they performed the blessing was also amazing, mouth to mouth. Ares has the ability to be reborn and resurrected after dying once, either just before death or when severely injured. Goat can only be used when a crowd gathers in anger or fear, and their hearts are filled with anxiety. This can be considered a unique kind of binding power. Besides, while Yzairo was checking his skills, Erica was brewing him some black tea. This was supposed to be done by a maid, but Erica insisted on making tea for her king herself. This is Erica's honor as a subject. After a while, Erica brought over the brewed tea on a plate. He then picked up the teapot and respectfully poured Yzairo a cup. "My king, my humble abode is simple and unadorned. Please do not find it offensive." Yzairo, who was deep in thought, was also pulled back to reality. "It's nothing, cough cough." Yzairo paused for a moment and continued, "I don't care about these things." After speaking, Yzairo picked up a teacup, took a sip of tea, and found it to be quite good, with excellent tea leaves. However, compared to the black tea brewed by Junai, the black tea brewed by Erica was still a little lacking. But it's all right, since each has its own unique characteristics and flavor. Yzairo then placed the teacup on the table. Seeing that Yzairo only took a sip, Erica was also a little worried that she hadn't done a good job. So Erica cautiously asked, "Your Majesty, is this tea not to your liking?" Yzairo waved his hand. "The tea is good, Erica. You did a great job." As Yzairo finished speaking, Erica's mood improved at a visible speed. Wang praised himself, and he was happy. Watching Erica happily enjoying herself alone, Yzairo slowly sipped her black tea. He also had the idea of taking in a family member. Since Erica has already sworn allegiance, there shouldn't be any problem with her becoming my subordinate, right? Thinking of this, Yzairo put down his teacup. Seeing Erica still laughing happily, Yzairo also spoke up. "Erica." Upon hearing Yzairo call her name, Erica respectfully knelt on one knee before him. "King." Looking at Erica in front of him, Yzairo got straight to the point. "I intend to make you my dependent. I wonder if you would be willing." Yzairo looked at Erica calmly and said. A glint flashed in Erica's eyes as she listened to Yzairo's words. "My king, I am willing to become your servant." Yzairo was somewhat surprised by Erica's immediate and unwavering answer. However, it makes some sense. After all, once Erica swore allegiance, she became Yzairo's possession. Erica was already prepared to serve the new king, so it was not a problem for Yzairo to make Erica a member of his household. Moreover, given Yzairo's current status, if he were to announce that he is choosing a family member, many people would be willing to become his family member. This is what it means to be a king. Yzairo looked at Erica, and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly. Then, raising his hand, a white knight piece appeared before him. Looking at the white chess pieces in front of me, Erica was also somewhat curious. She had only heard about being reincarnated as a demon's familiar, but had never witnessed it herself. But I'm satisfied with today, because this time I am to be reincarnated as a demon. "Your Majesty, what should I do?" Erica looked at the chess piece and then asked respectfully. Yzairo played with the chess piece in his hand and said with a smile, "It's very simple, just integrate it into your body." Erica nodded as she looked at the chess piece. "Come, my king." "Okay, take your clothes off." As Yzairo finished speaking, Erica's face turned rosy at a speed visible to the naked eye. Even if one is prepared to serve. Erica was still a little shy. After all, she was only an 18-year-old girl. Yzairo smiled as he looked at the shy Erica. "Don't be shy, just show your chest." Erica hesitated for a moment, then slowly unbuttoned a few buttons on her blouse, revealing her fair chest. She closed her eyes tightly, her face full of shyness. "There's a lot to say, even if you don't know." The white knight chess piece in Yzairo's hand emitted a soft light as he gently placed it against Erica's chest. Erica felt a chill. Then I felt something enter my body. The reincarnation ceremony then began. Erica was enveloped by the reincarnation array, and at the same time she felt a warm current flow into her body, as if her body was being enveloped by a mysterious power. Congratulations, host, you have received the familiar gift pack. Hearing the system notification, Yzairo nodded. Yzairo then quietly watched Erica's transformation while sipping his red tea. Time passed little by little. As the light gradually faded, Erica slowly opened her eyes, and at the same time, a pair of demon wings grew from her back. These are the wings of a demon. Erica felt the wings behind her and the power within her, and felt that she was doing well. And so, the devil Erica makes her appearance. Chapter 59, The King's Blessing. All right, whether as my subject or as one of my kin, you will always be my knight. Yes, my king. Looking at Erica's serious expression, Yzairo felt a little embarrassed. After all, calling her king so often made him feel a little awkward. After all, Yzairo would prefer Erica to stay true to herself. All right, Erica, there's no need to be so formal. I don't care about these formalities. Hearing Yzairo's words, Erica was genuinely tempted. After all, nobody wants things to stay this way forever. But Erica continued respectfully. Your Majesty, propriety must not be disregarded. Yzairo also had a bit of a headache. Of course, Yzairo knew the reason. It was simply because he was afraid of offending him and making him angry, or that such a behavior would be disrespectful to the king. However, given Erica's original personality, they might actually be jumping into other people's minefields. All right, Erica, I allow you to disregard these formalities and be tolerant of your subjects. This is what a king should do. Yzairo rubbed his temples and said helplessly. Erica hesitated for a moment, then finally nodded slowly. Since the capital has said so, then I will respectfully comply. As she spoke, her previously reserved expression immediately relaxed, and she regained her usual lively and playful demeanor. After all, it would really stifle an active girl to always be so rigid. Erica is in a good mood right now. Then he sat down next to Yzairo, took Yzairo's arm, and smiled. Your Majesty, you said it yourself. You won't blame me. Yes, I said so. Yzairo nodded slightly in response. Erica is now completely relaxed. However, Erica seemed to have thought of something. She thought of her childhood sweetheart, Liliana Kranjka. This little silver-haired boy who had known me since childhood, but with whom I didn't get along. Should we pull her out of the bronze black cross and make her the king's new subject? Erica is also not planning to return to her own red copper black cross. This idea came to mind. It doesn't seem like it's impossible. Erica gently shook Yzairo's arm. Your Majesty, as a king, you cannot have only one subject. If your Majesty gives the word, I will bring him here in a few days. Yzairo was slightly taken aback by Erica's words. New minister. Hiss Tilda. Is this the treatment one receives as the seventh king? If we need someone, we'll send them out immediately. However, it seems there's only one guy Erica can really take notice of, the silver-haired guy from the bronze black cross duo. It seems like taking it over wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, since you recommended it, then bring it over to take a look that day. Yzairo said with a smile, but then seemed to remember something. Since you've done so much for me, what would you like as a reward? Hearing Yzairo's words, Erica would be lying if she said she wasn't tempted, but after thinking about it, she teased Yzairo. So, what reward does the king want to give me? Yzairo smiled as she looked at Erica's alluring appearance. In that case, how about serving me tonight? Upon hearing this, Erica blushed slightly. The whole thing about serving someone in bed is a bit too fast. Moreover, all things considered, I've only spent a few hours with Wang, even if she already had the idea of sacrificing herself. That's really fast. If I were to actually serve the king in bed, wouldn't he think I was being too frivolous? Looking at Erica, who was hugging his arm, blushing and looking somewhat conflicted, Yzairo's lips curled up. That's quite interesting. Okay, I'll stop teasing her. After all, I have to go home tonight, Tilda. All right, just kidding. How about I reward you with the king's blessing? Protection. That's right. Erica looked up at Yzairo expectantly. The king's blessing, she really looked forward to it. Yzairo looked at Erica. I am the new king, and you are my subject. As your king, I will bestow upon you the protection of a king. You will be under my protection for all eternity. Accept my blessing. Erica smiled as she looked at Yzairo, who was radiating light. Without hesitation, he then, your subject, Erica Brantley, is willing to accept the king's protection. After listening to Erica finish speaking, Yzairo leaned down and kissed Erica on the lips. Erica's eyes widened. Is this a proper blessing? It's not that anything got inside the body. So warm. The golden light emanating from Yzairo spread to Erica, and at this moment, the sixth of the 10 incarnations of the god of war, youth, was activated. This is the king's blessing. Possesses the ability to purify and remove all negative effects and to resurrect, while simultaneously elevating the power of the recipient to the level of a subordinate god. For a long time, the lips are divided. Erica breathed slightly, thinking how profound the king's love truly was. She then leaned on Yzairo's shoulder to rest. At that moment, a gentle breeze blew in through the window. This also brought Yzairo different news. Yzairo smiled. It seemed Riaz missed him. All right, Jing, let's go back and see your companions. Since it is the king's arrangement, Erica will naturally obey. Erica readily accepted Yzairo's invitation. Erica grasped Yzairo's outstretched hand without the slightest hesitation. Wind, carry me to the one who longs for me. As Yzairo spoke, strong wind was activated and a gentle breeze blew up. Yzairo and Erica had already disappeared from the villa. Meanwhile, it was still the same small island that Yzairo had left on. Inside the small wooden house that Yzairo was hand-rolling. Riaz, Kani, Aquino, and Sona sat together chatting. The others returned to the beach and started having fun. Kangna, Kani, where do you think Yzairo went? I don't know, but Akira must have something important to do. Kani is right. Akira won't stand us up. Oh my Tilda, I feel like Akira might bring us another sister, Tilda. As Aquino uttered those words, the three of them looked at her. Probably not. But this often happens in uncertain situations. Just as the four of them were discussing this topic, a gentle breeze blew by. Yzairo and Erica appeared before the four of them looking radiant. Dawn, I'm sorry to have worried you. Faced with Riaz and the others' concerns, Yzairo felt a little embarrassed. At this moment, Junai spoke up. Oh my God, Tilda, it seems I wasn't wrong. Tilda Zyro brought back another girl. Junai looked at Erica next to Yzairo and said. At this moment, Aquino sensed the same aura emanating from Erica. The same bad woman vibe. Following Junai's reminder, everyone turned to look at Erica next to Yzairo. I never expected this. My husband actually brought a girl home in just a few hours. Hello everyone, my name is Erica Brantley. I'm a subject of the king and a member of his household. Chapter 60, Protection and the Promise with Kani. King. Riaz and the others were also somewhat puzzled by Erika's words. Why did Erika call Yzairo king? What exactly happened in the past few hours? That's right, it's the king. Erika answered affirmatively, and then continued. A few hours ago, the king killed 2 disobedient gods, using the body of a demon to commit god-slaying and obtain the authority of the disobedient gods. He has now become the 7th god-slayer in the world, the 7th king in the world. Hey! Riaz and the others were shocked by Erika's words. It hasn't been that long since we last met. Yzairo has become a god-killer. Do you think god-killers are as common as cabbages? You think you can just become one whenever you want? Really, Zyro? That's incredible. Did the Lord really kill God? Riaz and the others asked in disbelief. In response to Riaz and the others' questions, Yzairo nodded. That's right. I have sent the ancient Persian war god and storm god back to mythology and obtained their authority. Hearing Yzairo say it himself, this is unbelievable. The 4 current demon kings of the underworld are all demon kings who have killed disobedient gods. But they got nothing. Instead, he was injured. Yzairo has actually accomplished something that even his older brother couldn't do. Moreover, they gained power. It looks like a major change is about to happen in the underworld. And this is a god-killer. They are among the top people in the world. And Yzairo had the lover she knew so well actually become this powerful. Okay, don't think about it too much. Whether you are Yzairo the demon or Yzairo the god-killer, I am your husband and your lover. Seeing everyone lost in their own thoughts, Yzairo smiled and said, Yes. No matter what Yzairo's identity becomes, he will always be her lover. Although a bit fickle and sentimental. But the fact that he is my lover will never change. Riaz and the others then accepted that Yzairo had become a god-killer. That's how everyone calmed down. Canny, could you please call everyone over here? Yes, my lord. As soon as Yzairo gave the order, Canny got up and went to call the others who were playing outside. After a while, everyone returned to the cabin. Seeing that everyone had arrived, Yzairo didn't waste any words and went straight to the point. Everyone, I am about to bestow upon you the king's blessing. The crowd was puzzled after hearing this. But he didn't ask. After all, Yzairo wouldn't harm anyone. Aren't you going to ask what protection means? No need, after all. Akatsuki wouldn't harm us. Hearing everyone's answers, Yzairo smiled. So, who wants to go first? I'll do it. Riaz and Sona were about to express their thoughts when Akino beat them to it. Since Junai has spoken, she can go first. After all, it was best to let Junai go and scout ahead first. Are you ready, Akino? Come on, Tilda. As Junai finished speaking, Yzairo kissed her on the lips. Junai also didn't expect Yzairo to be so bold. But it feels pretty good, Tilda. Very moisturizing, Tilda. As the two kissed, Yzairo emitted a golden light, which then moved towards Junai. Before long, Junai was stained with the color by Yzairo. Similarly, Junai also felt something enter her body. It's warm and very comfortable. Looking at the two bodies, radiating golden light. Is this the blessing? That's right, this is the king's blessing. Erika nodded in response to the question. As the golden light gradually faded, Junai slowly opened her eyes filled with surprise. Although I don't know what I've been protected by, I still feel like there's a lot more inside my body. Juno, how are you feeling? It's great, and I can even feel that my magic power has improved. Upon hearing Junai's answer, Everyone showed expectant expressions. So next up is Canny. After all, Yzairo's own family members should be allowed to complete the protection first. Canny also blushed. This was also the first time she had kissed Yzairo in front of everyone. Yzairo lowered his head and kissed Canny in front of him. Golden light reappeared. Canny was also somewhat captivated by that gentle feeling. And so it went, one after another. Yzairo felt like he was a heartless protective machine. Ria's turn was finally here. Her face was already flushed, but she was full of anticipation. Yzairo gently cupped her face and slowly kissed her. The golden light shone again, and Riaz felt a powerful force